Hi, this is Mike. Let me explain why we put True Dual's catback system on new pickups. This is a 2020 Dodge pickup, 5.7 liter Hemi. The reason you have to have True Duals versus a single in, dual out is you don't want to pick up an in-cab resonation, that wah when you're running down the highway. The reason you pick up that in-cab resonation is because the head pipe on the left side of the engine is so much longer than the right-hand side. So anytime you cut the factory exhaust system off, which is highly restrictive, causes extra heat under the hood, reduces power and performance. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut it right here at the Y, right where it Ys together into the single. We're gonna slip our pulse chamber or X pipe over the top of that and split it into True Duals. Once you've done that, because we balance the pulses between the right-hand side and the left-hand side, you will have no in-cab resonation. All the factory muffler systems are highly restrictive, and the reason they go for restriction is to stack all them exhaust pulses together to eliminate that in-cab resonation. And that's why they have multiple mufflers. Going from a 3-inch into a factory muffler. This truck has exactly 631 miles on it. It's already melting the stickers off. And then they'll come out dual exhaust, and then they put resonators in the tailpipes to eliminate that in-cab resonation or that cab drone. So let me start by, we're going to cut this all factory down. We're going to install our pulse chamber, which is going to balances it from the left-hand side, the long side, and the right-hand side short. As exhaust gases go in, they're going to expand, and we're going to split it. Similar to a Y pipe, but with a little more thought to it and technology. But we're going to just simply put that over the factory Y pipe, get it nice and straight and level. And we're going to just weld it on there so we can bounce on this Hemi. On the instruction, if we look down here, it has 33.5 from pipe to the rear end for a standard 14-inch case mufflers. All of our systems take single offset inlet, center out. And I give you that dimension. All of our head pipes are a tick long. That way if you got a long bed, short bed, whatever. So we've got it set up. We're going to be 33.5 inches. We're going to measure from the face of the rear end housing to our head pipe, which we're going to make them 33.5 inches. And on these head pipes, I only go in just an inch. You don't want to jam it in there and cut off the flow. We want it as high flow as we can. So I usually just go in an inch. We'll put 3 spot welds to get it all leveled. And we're using, once again, 14-inch standard case mufflers, whether it's Flowmasters, Borla, whatever. As long as they're 14-inch, this sets you up. If you have a different size muffler, I'll show you here in a minute how we're going to cure that too. So now that we set our second measurement, as it shows 14-inch case muffler, 19.5 from the rear end housing to the case. I've already set it, so we're 19.5 inches for our tailpipes. If you have a different case muffler, a longer or shorter muffler, as long as you always keep this 19.5 inch measurement, all your tailpipes will fit. So if you do glass packs or super tins or whatever, that'll get you set up in the right position. Now we're going to set our second head pipe. We're just going to simply put it in, match it to the first one. I always turn the seams up so when you look up from the bottom, you don't see the seams of the pipe. That way it looks nice to the customer. I'm going to get it up there to level. Now we've set our second muffler parallel with the case. I always spot weld the inlet and the outlet so there doesn't get any rocks or vibration. We got everything nice and straight. We're going to weld her all up. Install the right-hand tailpipe. It's numbered, believe it or not. And then all of our hanger kits are provided with all the right size hangers. You use all the factory hangers. There's no additional of new hangers on this particular Dodge. So we're just going to slip it up, make a mark on it so we don't go too far in our muffler. And we're going to put it right back up in stock location. We always set the right-hand tailpipe in factory location. We use the factory hangers at our hangers. And then we'll go ahead and set the left-hand side. And we got a little adjustment in the left-hand side so I can match it identical to the right-hand side. Okay, we're going to set our axle pipe for the driver's side, part number 26. I'm going to give a little mark, see how far to slip in the muffler. And we're going to get it set up in position and get it spot welded. We're set our axle pipe first, and then we set our tailpipe. And we actually had to trim just a little bit off on the inlet to get both pipes perfectly parallel. And we do that, you know what Grandma says, it's easier to cut it off than weld it on. So we leave it a little long so you can get both of these just parallel right through the center of the hole. And then we'll just go back and weld on all of our hangers to the factory hangers. That's what's provided for you. 7/16, all rod stop hangers. And then we'll finish welding and button this up for this gentleman. I'm going to do a quick overview. The reason we build a pulse chamber or large X pipe is to balance the exhaust pulses between the short head pipe on the right and the long head pipe on the left. So we don't have that drone in the cab, that wah, wah, wah when you're driving down the road. Once we've gone through this X pipe or pulse chamber with our little bump in it, so it helps mixes, we go to our Y pipe true dual exhaust. Once we've maintained the sound inside the cab without having the drone or the in-cab resonation, we use different mufflers and your customer's choice, whether you want Flowmasters, Super Turbos, Borlas, whatever, mufflers, and then it's all mandrel bent. Once again, we set on this kit from the rear end housing to the head pipes was 33.5, 14-inch standard single offset mufflers fit all of our kits. And then once you set your muffler, we had 19.5 from the rear end housing to the case. That sets position for your right hand tailpipe, and then your left hand tailpipe follows right suit. Reutilizing all the factory hangers, the rubbers, we provide all the hangers for you, big bag of them, different lengths, but designed for that pickup, so you can just weld it back to the case, weld it to the pipe, just like factory positions. And then when I'm all done, I like to paint and clean everything, because this guy's got brand new pickup, 600 miles on it. We don't want to see no fingerprints or anything underneath it. But that'll give you a true dual catback exhaust system.